day to go pick up 30 tons of dog food, or not pick up, but accept delivery of 30 tons of dog food. So for all of those guys that are worried about pets, and we'll get into a little bit about that more, that's where I am as you're watching this, driving my happy little butt along. So overnight, we had Hurricane Milton hit Florida, and I mean, it's going to pack a punch, as it keeps going over the rest of the state today. Category 3 as it hit, and you're looking at wind, rain, tornadoes from all the way from yesterday afternoon, southern Florida, everything like that. It's going to be another mess. I bring this up because, and a lot of you guys have mentioned it, but I want to bring it out in the forefront here a little bit about what's going on. I don't know if you guys caught the videos yesterday of dogs. Okay, we're going to start with that one. Taking pet food today because a lot of us want to take care of the pets too. There was a video yesterday in Florida where a state trooper was driving down the road and somebody had chained their dog to a post along the highway. It was about 100 feet off the highway, so it wasn't like the dog was going to get hit, run over. But the dog was just left there. It was a bull terrier, I think Spuds McKenzie. The dog was out there just chained. It was already raining. The dog was standing in a puddle, short chain, only up to his, with water all the way up to his belly. If that state trooper wouldn't have seen that dog, that dog would have gone through 100 and some odd mile an hour winds, torture, drown, whatever. Fortunately, the dog is rescued and the dog is okay. Personally, I pray to God that dog is either microchipped or had a collar on so the cops can go find whoever owned him and chain them up to a tree and let him ride out the hurricane. That would be an eye for an eye, in my opinion. There was another video, and this one made me sick. I think this was in Sarasota, where there was a dog just playing out in the front yard with his ball as it's pouring rain. It's raining, okay? And the cop is driving by with his lights on, trying to get everybody to evacuate. And the cop didn't stop and pick up the dog, okay? Or at least find anything out. Is the dog, are they going to ride out the storm and the dog's at home? Anything. When we see people in trouble, we have an obligation as human beings, see an animal in trouble, see anybody. We have an obligation as human beings to help, okay? I'm sorry if people disagree with that, if they're too cold-hearted to do it, but personally, I'll save an animal over saving a person 10 times out of 10, okay? The animals are innocent in everything that goes on in the world. That's just me. Maybe you disagree with me, maybe you don't, but I'm just making a point. Then you look at the kids, okay? And the kids are completely innocent. You guys have probably heard the stories about during the hurricane that hit Tennessee, that parents were tying their children up in trees to keep them out of the water, little kids, because they were afraid of what was going to happen if they got the kids to high ground. I mean, this is literally what people are doing. The children don't have any blame whatsoever for politics, the economy, anything. The kids should be out playing baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, playing with dolls, board games, tag, Red Rover, whatever, not fearing for their lives, not hungry, not freezing. I just got off the phone with Patera. This is sad. There was a baby today, I don't know exactly what town, that died today from yesterday from hypothermia, because they're trying to, the people are cold and wet and it's getting cold. Y'all know about the clothing drive, coat drive, blankets, warm clothes, and a boatload of you guys have sent stuff to the different addresses that we put on there. I've got a new one, and this one is direct. This is where I am taking the dog food this morning, where my Food City trucks are going up to. Diane just got a hold of me, and at the church warehouse, they will accept UPS packages, Amazon packages, Walmart packages, and it doesn't have to go through a second step. No offense to sending the stuff to the girls. I know they are doing a great job, but this saves them the problem too of having to ship it again. If you're local and you want to take something, the warehouse that the church set up literally has it set up where there's loading docks for semis, which is important for what I'm doing, but they've also got a drive-through. Literally drive in one side of the warehouse, out the other side. Bring your pickup truck, drive in, stop in the middle, unload the back of the pickup truck with individual supplies, drive out the other end, and they can just keep people going through. Blankets, warm clothes, baby clothes, adult clothes, anything. They're starting to take this now. Okay, so if I give you the address, and I'll post it below, it's the Crossroads Community Church Warehouse. The address is 1191 Old Asheville Highway in Newport. Okay, obviously they're not open 24/7, go during daylight hours, best I can say, but it's not like somebody's going to turn you away. We're doing everything we can to help people. You know as well as I do that come later today, the focus is going to be taken off of Tennessee, off of North Carolina, and it's going to be completely put on Florida. You guys know that. I know it. It's just what's going to happen. The new shiny object is where everybody's going to go. I told you in the community board yesterday about why we have a new location, because FEMA went into the area where we had dropped off stuff last Tuesday. Now, fortunately for us, all the stuff that we donated was gone by Wednesday, okay? I mean, they're turning stuff over in 24 hours. As soon as the donations are coming in, they're distributing them. So we didn't lose any of our donations to FEMA. But FEMA came in last night, I guess it was, and basically said, you're shut down, we're packing all your donations up, and we're taking them to Bristol Motor Speedway. Okay, if you guys are NASCAR fans, you know where that is. That's about 80 miles away from Newport. Do not ask me to explain why they're going to take everything 80 miles away just so they can turn around and bring it back, right, to the people that are affected. Common sense tells me they ain't bringing it back. You know exactly what's going on here. They're going to put everything in the raceway there. And FEMA's going to come up and say, look at everything we brought for people. Look at the great work we're doing. Guaranteed Kamala Harris is going to be out there doing a photo op, standing in front of everything going, look what the government did to provide. This is what the government did to provide. They're stealing from us to make it look like they did something. That's what's going on, okay? And you can bet that a bunch of the stuff that was donated to Newport or Mountain City or Greenville or Irwin or any of the other cities that were affected that got stolen by FEMA and wound up out at Bristol Motor Speedway, miraculously is going to find its way to North Carolina or Florida or anything like that. And I'm not for 1 minute saying that those people aren't going to need a boatload of help. Do not put those words in my mouth, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they're stealing from one group of people that have been completely devastated to give to another group of people that got devastated. Not for a minute can anybody tell me, oh, they've got enough in any of these cities. No, they don't. They're still barely eking it out. When a baby dies of hypothermia, you have issues, okay? When they're finding bodies 10, 20, 30 at a time, okay, FEMA failed. And now in order to save face, they are coming up and stealing from donations from people like us to make themselves look good. If the word despicable isn't strong enough to tell you what FEMA's doing. Alejandro Mayorkas out there, oh, all this misinformation needs to stop. It's making people not look for help. Well, they're not getting any help, and I hate to tell you there, Mr. Secretary, it ain't misinformation. The first time you showed up in Newport, Tennessee, the first time FEMA came was to take the supplies away from the people. Really, tell me what kind of help they're getting from you. Inevitably, when the call goes out to start helping Florida, okay? I'm not in Florida. Florida's nowhere close to me. Ironically, in my entire life, I've been all over the world. I've never been in Florida, okay? Yeah, I know Miami's on the southern tip and Tampa's on the western coast, okay? But when people are mentioning all these other places, I don't know. If some other channel gets out and wants to do what we did down in Florida, I will wholeheartedly support them. I will do what all the other ones did in other states and guide you guys to those trustworthy people that are running something, trying to get it done. I want to see them do what we did, the same kind of thing, okay? Not just take checks and then write a check to the Red Cross or something like that. That doesn't fly in my book. I'll absolutely help that way, okay? But for those of you who are asking, no, I'm not going to try to do a logistical coordination for Florida that's 13 hours away from me where this thing's going to get hit. I got no idea, all right? But we will definitely be there to support, sure, certainly. But what I ask, what the big need is now, if you've got the chance, you've got old clothing that doesn't fit anymore, kids' clothing, hey, the kids outgrew it. You've got blankets. You guys have a knitting group, a quilting group. I mentioned this on the live stream last night. You can send it directly to the Crossroads Community Church warehouse and they can get it to people that need it. We cannot let anybody else die in all of this. FEMA's got blood on their hands. You know it, I know it, and everybody else does it. It's up to us to try to help these people. That's called being human. It doesn't matter if they're black, if they're white, if they're Hispanic, if they're Asian, if they're Indian. I don't care. It doesn't matter if they're male or female. It doesn't matter if they're Democrat or Republican. I don't care. Seeing people die from the government's incompetence makes me sick. And we need to do whatever we can to put a stop to it. Like I said, by the time you see this, I'll be on the road. I'm going to be out there Thursday. Today's Thursday. I'll be out there all day today. There's not going to be a lunch video. Maybe if something happens, I might put one up this evening. I don't know. I'm going to be out there again all day Friday. Friday's the day we get the baby formula delivered. I'm hoping Friday's the day that we get the Food City trucks out there. That's the last thing I'm waiting on confirmation for is when that delivery is going to be. I'm going to be out there next Tuesday again, taking more generators to them. This is what we're trying to do, guys. As usual, I appreciate everybody's help. But right now, for those of you that said, hey, you know what, I can't afford it or whatever, I get it. Don't get me wrong. Okay, trust me, I'm not saying anything negative if you didn't write a check. Okay, not at all. But if you've got an extra blanket or an extra coat or a couple of extra pairs of hoodies or something like that that you don't wear anymore, put them in the mail and get these people some warm clothes because it's starting to get cold in the mountains, guys. And we don't need to see any more body bags, especially ones that are this big. Pinball out.